Okay, today we start with the third programming. This is the software helping you to develop the program to test in the digital lab. Okay, first thing, two key concept in OOP, operation object programming, object and classes. OOP was developed because limitation was discovered in earlier approach to programming. Okay? In the past, you already get the software like Pascal, Basic, Fortran, and similar language are procedural language. There is each statement in the language tell the computer to do something. A program in the procedural language is a list of instructions. The programmer creates a list of instructions and the computer carries them out. The procedural language, the emphasis is on doing things. For example, read the keyboard, inverter, the vector, check the error, and so on. Data undervalued. Data is difficult to handle, and data is easily to corrupted. Memory is limited. The object-oriented approach, the fundamental idea behind object-oriented language is to combine into single unit both data and the function that operate on that data. Such unit equal and object and object function called member function in C++ typically provide only way to access is data. Cannot access data directly. The data is hidden. Data and its function are said to be encapsulated into a single entity. Data encapsulation and the data hiding are key terms in the description of object-oriented languages. In C++, program typically consists of number of objects which communicate with each other by calling one another member function. Data items are referred to as instant variables. Okay? Calling an object member's function is referred to as sending a message to the object in OOP. Objects are members of the class. Class is a collection of similar objects. The idea of classes leads to the idea of inheritance. OOP class can be divided into subclasses. The original class is called the base class, and the subclass are called derived classes. Okay, now we see. When we start the program, we need to add the source code. That means add the program, develop the program. And after you're done for your program, you have to make a compile. Okay? Compile the error is yes or no. If you get an error, what happens? You have to go back to your program. Okay? Correct the code until they have no error. That's why you can go to the execution. Okay? So if execution okay, then you keep going. Okay? To the end. If you get an error, why you try to run it? You go back to the source code and correct the error. Okay? So basically, this is a process for develop the software. Okay? Reusability. Every C++ program has the function we call man. Man function. Okay? A function is a block of code. Okay? That perform one or more actions. Okay? Usually, functions are invoked or called by other functions. Okay? Main function is special. When your program starts, the main function is called automatically. Okay? All function begin. Okay. All function begin with open brace and end with closing brace. Okay? Comments are simply text. Okay? That is ignored by the computer. But that may inform the reader of what you are doing at any particular point in your program. Okay? Type of comments. The double slash. Okay? For example, this is my first C++ program. Second one, start slash. Okay? And end start. Okay? For example, you say, this is my first C++ program, and you close. Okay? That is the way of the command free writing. You don't have to follow any formula, anything else. Okay? That the command try to using to explain for what you are doing. Okay? And they get two ways. Okay? If you get a double slash, that will be a single line command. That happens only one line. Okay? Another one, multiple lines. That means it's slash, okay, star. Then you can write out whatever you want. How many lines doesn't matter. But finally you have to get the star slash to end. Okay? Function is one of the fundamental of the program. Can be part of a class with case co-member function. Can be independent from the class. A C++ program must have one function. That's very important, okay? A C++ program must have one function. That is man. The parenthesis open close following the word man are the distinguishing features of the function. The first statement in execute will be at the beginning of the man. Okay. Function every time running a program in the .NET. Okay. Program statement is the functional unit of C++ programming. Each statement must be ended with the my color. While space ignore in C++ programming. Okay. String constant. The route by quotation mark, for example, hello. See that? Cannot be given new value. Cannot given. Why the program running? Preprocessor directive start with the side here and without semicolon. Example, include IO Steam.h instruction to the compiler itself. Okay. The include directive tell the compiler to insert another file into your source file. Header file iostream.h is one of the header file. That means when you run the program, automatically they download the io.h into your program. Okay? Command syntax Command start with a double slash symbol. We just talked to you. Or start a slash, okay, slash star and end with star slash. For example, we already did it. Decoration and definition. Decoration introduce a variable names into program and specify its type. That means what type or that variable. If a decoration also set aside memory for the variable, it's called definition. Okay, must declare a variable type before you can use the variable. Okay, that has to be must declare variable type before you can use. Okay, variable. Variable name on upper lowercase letter. Okay, no problem. Digit from 1 to 9 and the underscore. Okay, both characters must be a letter as long as the line maximum 32 characters cannot use the keyword. Okay, cannot use the keyword. Keyword is identified for a language feature. Okay, assignment statement equal. Okay, example VAR1 equal 20. The equal sign in a verb example cause the value on the right, okay, to be assigned to the variable on the left. Okay, that means from now on you can see if you bring the VAR1, okay, then they will be displayed number 20. Okay, integer constant. The number 20 is an integer. 20 integer constant. There is no decimal point in the integer. Okay? Output variable. Example. CL, that means print. Okay, insertion. The value of variable. Okay, they will be declared. The value of variable and VAR1, whatever in the AR1 will be declared. The above example will declare. The above example will declare the value of the AR1. Character variable. Keyword GAR, GSAR. Occupy only 1 byte of memory. Okay? Character constant. Character constant use single quotation mark round character. For example, A. See that? That's just a character constant. Will be stored as a decimal in ASCII, American Standard Code Interchange. Okay? Initialization. variable can be initialized on the same time they are defined. Okay. S cap sequences and S cap character change the meaning of character that following it. For example, and is a letter N, but not N. That will be telecom. You don't know. That's a new line. Okay. This is the escape character. Not N. That given to the new line. Not C. Tab. Not B. Okay. Backspace. Okay. And that. Okay. Double quote. Okay. So basically, they just telling you what for the escape character. Okay. Last XBD. Hexadecimal representation. Variable. Variable here, location. In your computer memory in which you can store a variable and from which later retrieve that value. Fundamental variable. Okay. Unsigned short integer. They will be occupied to byte. Okay. That means the value can be stored from 0 to 65,535. Okay. Or just a short integer also occupied 2 bytes. However, they going from minus 32,768 to 32,767. Okay. Unsigned long integer. They given you 4 bytes from 0 to 4294, 967 to 95. Okay. Long integer 4 bytes from minus 2 147 up to 2147. Okay. Integer 16 bit 2 bytes. They given to you location from minus 32 768 to 32 767. Integer. Okay. 32 bit given you 4 bytes. Okay, minus 2 1 4 7 4 8 3 6 4 8 2. Okay. This location. Character 1 byte. From 256 character valid. Load 4 bytes. From, you see that's the very big number. Okay. And a double 8 bytes. They given more and more space. Okay. In the computer. K sensitive. C++ is K sensitive. Upper K and lower K letter are considered to be different. Okay? Keyword. Some words are reserved by C++ program and may not be used as variable name. Keyword include F, wow, for, and man. Keep going. Okay? type keyword, type that unsigned sort integer you sort. You create a new name you sort for that can be used anywhere to substitute for unsigned sort integer. Instead, you say unsigned sort integer. You just using you sort, and the computer can understand. The constant qualifying special the value of variable will not gain throughout the program. For example, constant CONST unsigned sort integer equal VAR equal 50. Okay, that means all the time VAR will be equal 50. Or define constant with outside define. They define, okay? PI equal 3.4159 all the time. You need the PI. They given you that value. Manipulators are operate you with the instruction to modify or manipulate the way data is displayed. Okay, the way data is displayed. The end manipulate insert a new line. Okay, NDL. That will be giving you a new line. Same as backslash N. The set W manipulator got the number or string that follow it in the string to be printed within a field and character Y, where N is argument to the set W. The value is right, justified within the field. Okay, you numerate the constant enable to create a new type and then to define variable of those types whose values are restricted to a set of possible values. Example, you say enum color, okay, red, blue, green, white, black. This statement performs two tasks. It makes color the name of enumeration that is new type. It makes red a symbolic constant with the value 0. Okay, blue with 1 and green with 2 and so forth. Demonstration of enumerated constant include IOString.a integer man function enum. Okay, they say include Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, days, day off, That means day of type day. Okay? They can be Monday, Sunday, whatever. Integer X. See out. What day would you like off? 0 to 6. CE. That means they're asking for enter the number. Day off equal days X. Okay? Day X right here. Sunday, Monday. Okay? If day off equals Sunday, day off equals Saturday. See out. In your are already off on weekends. L. See out. In okay. Okay. I will put you in vacation day. Return 0. Okay. That's just a simple program. If you want to know more in it, C++, then you can go over and over. Okay. However, for the lab we using, we're not using that thing. Statement. In C++, statement control the sequence of execution. Okay, statement control sequence of execution. Evaluate, okay, and all C++ statement and with semicolon. Remember, that is all C++ statement ended with semicolon. While space have space new line is generally ignored. They don't care about that statement. Block and compile statement. Any place you can put a single statement or compile statement, also called a block. Okay, a block begins with operating rest. This one and with closing breath. Okay, every statement in the block must be end with semicolon. Expression. Anything that evaluates to a value is an expression in C++. An expression is set to return a value. Okay. On expression are statements. Operator, okay? An operator is a symbol that causes the computer to take an action. Operators are used to manipulate data like perform calculations. Assign operator. The assign operator. That means equal sign. Cause the operand on the left side of the assignment operator to have its value then to the value on the right. Okay? Of the assignment operator. For example, X equals A plus B. Okay? That means the value of A adding value of B will be stored in X. Mathematical operator for addition, plus multiplication, okay, division, class, modulus, percent, subtraction, minus, Okay. Increment and decrement. Increment operator plus mean increment. The value of variable 1. For example, C plus A. C equals C plus 1. That's C plus. Decrement operator minus decrement value of variable by 1. Example, C minus mean C equals C minus 1. Also, C plus equals 1. Mean C equals C plus 1. Okay. Also, C plus equals B. That means C equals C plus B. Prefix and postfix. Prefix. Integer A equals plus I. That means increment I, then U. Okay. Postfix. Integer A equals I plus means you need 10 increment. You see what the difference? One, you have to be increment before you use. Okay? I plus that means use it, then you must can be increment. Example, if x equals 5, then a equals 6 in prefix and a equals 5 here, postfix. Okay? That tells you increment. Okay, prefix. Okay, that's prefix and a equals 5 is a postfix. Okay, that means plus x, you have to be increment x before you can use. However, if you get the x plus mean you using it, then you can increment. Precedent is the order in which a program performs the operation in formula. If one operator has precedence over another operator, it is evaluated first. Operator precedence, rank, name, copy solution to index indirect membership. Okay, that tells you here for Scopely solution. Indirect member, error here. Direct member, okay, dot, function code, open, close, postfix, plus, prefix, minus, okay, multiply, divided, modulo, data multiply, data divided, data modulo, add, subtraction, add, minus, subtraction, okay, logical and or not. This will be AND gate. This will be OR. This will be inverter. Okay. Relational operator equal. Okay. Example. If I equal 10. Okay. Not equal. This is not equal. if x not equal 10, greater than, okay, or greater than or equal, okay, less than, okay, or equal. This is a less than or equal in direction operator. A graph of operator, emphasis, okay? Logical operator. Operator, symbol, an example. First thing, and. You know the and get, right? Symbol. Okay. Example. Expression number 1 and expression number 2. Okay. Okay. Expression 1 or expression 2. Not. Okay. Not expression. Example. If x equals 5 and y equals 5, or if not x equals 5 is true, only if x is not equal to 5, or is the same as if x not equal to 5. Library function. Many activities in C++ carried by library function. This function performs file access, mathematical computation, graphic memory management, and data conversion. For example, to calculate the square of a number, then first you must include math.h, then using function square root of the number. That's basically they're telling you if you need to do any calculation, then you have to include the math.h. Okay, they can count on up with calculations related. Now we're talking the if statement. Okay, the if statement is used to test for the condition and then execute section of code based on whether that condition is true or false. The if statement first form if condition is present, you doing something. For example, if direction equal is, okay, so what you want to do? You can say, okay, lost, okay, is true. You get the wrong direction. That's the first. If doing something, that's it. Now, second form for the if condition, expression, do something, else, you do different thing. For example, if direction equal to east, okay, if go to the east, you say you lost equal to, else lost equal 4. Right or wrong, okay? If statement third form, if condition, expression 1, then you get 2. Else, nothing. Expression number 1. If condition express number 2, you can try to doing something. Otherwise, if condition expression 3, you do something else 4. Okay? That means you keep L, if L, if L. Okay? While loop, a while loop causes your program to repeat a sequence of statements as long as the starting condition remains true. For example, while condition statement. Okay, example. While x less than 10, cout x is less than x plus, and keep doing. Continue statement. The continue statement cause a while for loop to begin again at the top of the loop. The break statement cause the immediate end of while or for loop execution jump to the closing break. Example of the break. Okay. While condition. If condition 1. Okay. Break statement. Okay. The most straight break and continue statement include IO stream.h. The do while step loop. Is it possible that the body of the while loop will never execute the while statement? Take the if condition before execution and the of its statement. Do while. The do while loop execute the body of the loop before each condition is tested and ensure that the body always execute at least one time. Okay? Do. Okay? Integer x equals 0. Statement. Do. While condition. Okay? Cout x. Okay? And it's of x plus and while. If x less than 10. For loop. For initialization. Test action. For integer I equals 0. If I less than 10, increment I. Keep doing. Okay? Switch statement. Allow to branch to any number of different values. Syntax switch expression. K value 1 statement break. K value 2 statement break and keep going. Finally, okay? Default statement. Okay? So that will be N for at least general. Okay? Understand about the C++ programming. Okay. Now, whatever they do, they're using the C++. Okay. No longer using large software like Fortran, Pascal, Basic. Okay. I think they will be started learning C++ from 1990. Okay. So, good luck to all of you. Try to keep reading over, and over. Okay? So, will be end for this lecture. Thank you. Bye bye.